Chosen one. If you have suddenly lost interest in everything, I need you to hear this. The things that used to excite you no longer excite you. The hobbies you once loved now feel pointless. The goals you were chasing now seem meaningless. The people you used to enjoy being around now feel draining. Even the small pleasures, the music, the food, the shows, the conversations, none of it hits the same anymore. You wake up, and there is nothing you are looking forward to. You go through your day, and nothing sparks anything inside you. You lie down at night wondering where your passion went, where your drive went, where you went. And the scariest part is that you do not know why. Nothing terrible happened. No major loss. No obvious trauma. The emptiness just crept in slowly until one day you realized you feel nothing about almost everything. If this is you right now, I need you to stay with me until the end of this message, because what I am about to reveal will completely change how you understand this season. And it might be the first time anyone has told you the truth about what is actually happening inside you. You are not broken. You are not depressed. You are not losing yourself. Something far more significant is taking place. And by the end of this video, you will finally understand why your soul chose this exact moment to withdraw from everything you once knew. Let me tell you what you have probably been telling yourself. You think something is wrong with you. You have been Googling your symptoms, wondering if this is depression, burnout, or some kind of mental breakdown. You have been comparing yourself to who you were a year ago, 2 years ago, and wondering what happened to that person who used to have energy, ambition, and excitement about life. You look at other people still chasing their goals, still excited about weekends, still passionate about their hobbies, and you wonder why you cannot feel what they feel anymore. You wonder if you are broken in some way they are not. Maybe you have tried to force yourself to be interested. You signed up for something new. You made plans with friends. You bought something you thought would spark joy, but nothing worked. The emptiness stayed, and that failure made you feel even worse. You have been calling yourself lazy, ungrateful, negative. You have been telling yourself you should be happy. You should be motivated. You should care about things like a normal person does. And underneath all of that, the quiet fear that keeps you up at night. What if this is permanent? What if I never feel excited about anything again? What if this numbness is just who I am now? I need you to hear something clearly. Every single judgment you have made about yourself is wrong, and the fear that this is permanent is a lie. What you are experiencing is not a malfunction. It is not a breakdown. It is not the end of who you are. It is a transition, and transitions always feel like death before they reveal themselves as rebirth. Here is what nobody told you about what you are going through. The emptiness you feel is not a sign that something is wrong. It is a sign that something is changing. Your soul is not shutting down. It is shutting off. There is a massive difference. Shutting down means collapse, failure, ending. Shutting off means intentional withdrawal, strategic disconnection, purposeful pause. Your spirit is deliberately withdrawing energy from the things that used to fulfill you. Not because those things are bad, but because they no longer match who you are becoming. Think about it. The hobbies that used to excite you were connected to an old version of you. The goals you were chasing were set by a person you are no longer. The relationships that used to energize you were built around dynamics that no longer fit. The pleasures that used to satisfy you were calibrated for a soul that has since expanded. Your spirit cannot keep powering a life that belongs to someone you are outgrowing. So it does the only thing it can do. It withdraws. It goes dark. It stops providing fuel for a journey you are no longer meant to be on. This is not collapse. This is clearing. Your soul is clearing the land. Before a farmer plants new crops, they let the field go fallow. They stop planting. They stop harvesting. They let the land sit empty and quiet. To an outsider, it looks like nothing is happening. It looks like waste. It looks like the farmer gave up. But underneath that apparent emptiness, the soil is recovering. The nutrients are replenishing. The earth is preparing itself to grow as something it could not have grown before the rest. That is exactly where you are right now. You are in a fallow season. The emptiness is not death, it is preparation. And what comes after this season will be more alive than anything you have experienced before. Chosen one. Your soul has been trying to communicate with you, and it has been speaking through the one language it knew you would finally hear. Silence. When words did not work, when subtle hints did not work, when gentle nudges did not work, your soul chose the most dramatic signal it could send. It withdrew all interest from everything. This is not punishment. This is communication. Your soul is saying, the old path is over. Stop trying to find excitement on roads you have already walked. Stop looking for passion in places that serve the old you. Stop forcing yourself to care about things your spirit has already released. The emptiness is not random, it is specific. Notice what you have lost interest in. Those specific things are the ones your soul is finished with. Maybe you lost interest in a career path that was never really yours. Maybe you lost interest in friendships that were built on convenience rather than connection. Maybe you lost interest in goals that society told you to chase but your heart never actually wanted. Maybe you lost interest in a version of yourself that was performing rather than living. The withdrawal is targeted. Your soul knows exactly what it is doing. It is cutting off fuel to everything that would have kept you stuck in a life too small for who you are becoming. This is not dysfunction. This is divine editing. And the things you are meant to care about next have not shown themselves yet because the old things had to be cleared first. You cannot receive new interests while you are still clutching the old ones. The silence is not empty. It is making space. Here is something most people never understand about themselves. There is a particular kind of emptiness that has nothing to do with mental illness. It shows up even when your life looks fine on paper. Even when you have achieved things. Even when you have people around you. Even when nothing is technically wrong. This emptiness comes from living out of alignment. From building a life that does not match who you actually are. When your outer world drifts away from your inner truth, your soul begins to protest. And the first sign of that protest is often the disappearance of interest. You cannot force yourself to care about things your spirit knows are not yours. You cannot manufacture passion for a path your soul has already rejected. You cannot fake excitement for a life that does not fit. Ask yourself honestly, how much of what you were interested in was actually yours? How many of your goals were inherited from parents, society, peers? How many of your hobbies were just ways to fit in? How many of your relationships were maintained out of obligation rather than genuine connection? The emptiness you feel might be the most honest thing about you right now. It is your soul refusing to keep pretending, refusing to keep performing, refusing to keep powering a life that was never authentically yours. This is not weakness. This is awakening. Your spirit is stripping away everything that was false so that only what is true can remain. And that process feels like losing everything because in a way you are. You are losing the false self. You are losing the borrowed dreams. You are losing the performed version of you. But what remains after that loss is something real, something actually yours, something that will not need to be forced because it will flow naturally from who you truly are. The emptiness is the bridge between who you were pretending to be and who you are about to become. Now I need to give you something that might feel strange to receive. Permission. Permission to not be excited right now. Permission to not have passion. Permission to not know what you want. Permission to feel absolutely nothing and still be okay. The world tells you that you should always be motivated, always be chasing, always be excited about something. If you are not passionate, something must be wrong with you. If you do not have goals, you are failing. If you are not interested in anything, you are wasting your life. But that is a lie. Some of the most important seasons of growth happen in complete stillness. Some of the deepest transformations require the death of all previous desires. Some of the most powerful preparation looks exactly like emptiness. You do not have to force yourself to care right now. You do not have to manufacture fake excitement. You do not have to pretend to be passionate when your soul is asking for rest. Give yourself permission to be in the void. The void is not your enemy. It is the space between who you were and who you are becoming. It is the pause between chapters. It is the silence between songs. When the emptiness comes, do not run from it. Do not try to fill it immediately with noise, distraction, or forced activity. Sit in it. Let it speak to you. Ask it what it is clearing away. Ask it what it is making room for. The faster you stop fighting the emptiness, the faster the new interests will emerge. But they cannot emerge while you are still desperately clinging to the old ones. They cannot surface while you are still forcing yourself to care about things your soul has released. Let go. Let the field be fallow. Let the emptiness do its work. What is coming will be worth the wait. Chosen one. I need you to understand something about yourself. The emptiness you feel is not a sign of numbness. It is actually a sign of extreme sensitivity. Most people do not feel this. Most people can keep going through the motions indefinitely. They can stay in careers that drain them for decades. They can maintain relationships that no longer fit for years. They can pursue goals they do not actually want for entire lifetimes. They do not feel the misalignment because they are not sensitive enough to notice it. But you are different. You feel when something is off. You notice when the energy shifts. You sense when a path is no longer yours. Your system is calibrated to detect authenticity, and when you are living inauthentically, your soul sounds the alarm. The alarm sounds like emptiness. Most people would kill for the sensitivity you have. They stay stuck for years because they cannot feel what you feel. They waste decades because their soul does not speak as loudly as yours does. They reach the end of their lives wondering why they never felt fulfilled, while you are receiving the message now early enough to actually change course. You are not broken because you feel empty. You are awake. You are awake to the misalignment that others sleep through. You are aware of the inauthenticity that others ignore. You are sensitive to the truth that others have learned to numb. This sensitivity is not your curse, it is your gift. It is the reason you will not waste your life on things that do not matter. It is the reason you will eventually find what is actually yours. It is the reason this emptiness will lead you somewhere real. You are not defective. You are ahead. You are feeling the truth of your situation before it becomes a crisis. You are honoring the transition before it forces itself on you. You are listening to your soul while others have learned to ignore theirs. That is not weakness. That is wisdom. Now I need to address something that might be the hardest part of this experience. The shame. Because the emptiness itself is painful. But the shame of the emptiness is often worse. You feel like you should be grateful. You have things other people would want. You have opportunities others would kill for. You have a life that looks fine from the outside. And yet you feel nothing. And that makes you feel like something is deeply wrong with you. You watch other people get excited about things, and you wonder why you cannot feel that anymore. You see people celebrating and enjoying, and you feel like a fraud because you have to fake your reactions. You smile when you are supposed to smile. You say the right things, but inside there is nothing. And the worst part is the guilt of being empty when you know you should be full. You think I should not feel this way. I have no right to feel empty. Other people have real problems. What is wrong with me that I cannot appreciate what I have? Chosen one. I need you to hear this clearly. The shame is lying to you. You do not choose what interests you. You do not choose what excites you. You do not choose what your soul responds to. These things are not within your conscious control. You cannot force gratitude for things your spirit has outgrown. You cannot manufacture excitement for a life that no longer fits. You cannot shame yourself into passion. The emptiness is not ingratitude. It is evolution. Your soul is not rejecting your blessings. It is signaling that you have grown beyond them. It is not that you are not grateful. It is that you are being prepared for more. And here is something no one tells you. The shame is often the final barrier before release. It is the last chain keeping you tied to the old life. When you finally release the shame of feeling nothing, you create space for feeling something again. You are allowed to be empty. You are allowed to feel nothing. You are allowed to be in transition without having to perform fulfillment you do not feel. The shame is not protecting you. It is keeping you stuck. Let it go. Let me tell you what is actually happening beneath the surface. While you feel like nothing is going on, everything is being rearranged. Your soul is recalibrating. It is adjusting your internal compass. It is updating your values, your priorities, your direction. It is releasing attachments to old dreams so you can receive new ones. It is clearing out old desires so you can discover what you actually want. This process requires emptiness. It requires the absence of interest so that new interests can be born without interference from the old ones. Think of a computer that needs to restart. While it is restarting, the screen goes dark. Nothing seems to be happening. But in that darkness, the system is clearing errors, updating software, and preparing to run better than before. That is what is happening inside you. The emptiness is not inactivity. It is the most intense activity your soul has ever undertaken. It is just happening beneath the surface, beyond what your conscious mind can observe. Your spirit is asking questions you have not asked in years. What do I actually want? What actually matters to me? What would I pursue if no one was watching? What would I create if there was no pressure? Who would I be if I stopped performing? These questions cannot be answered while you are busy. They cannot surface while you are distracted. They require stillness. They require emptiness. They require exactly what you are experiencing right now. So trust the process. Trust that the emptiness has purpose. Trust that your soul knows exactly what it is doing, even when your mind cannot understand. The next version of you is being assembled in the dark. And when it emerges, you will understand why the emptiness was necessary. Chosen one. I know you are afraid that you will never feel interested in anything again. Let me tell you the truth. Interest will return. Excitement will return. Passion will return. But it will not return to the same things, and it will not feel the same way. When you go through a fallow season, when your soul clears out the old interests, what emerges afterward is fundamentally different. The new interests will not be borrowed from society or inherited from parents or performed for approval. They will be actually genuinely, authentically yours. And when something is authentically yours, the energy it generates is incomparable. You will not have to force yourself to care. You will not have to manufacture motivation. The interest will flow naturally because it will come from the deepest part of who you are. This is why the emptiness is worth it. It is clearing out the fake so the real can emerge. It is stripping away the performed interests so the genuine ones can surface. It is making space for a life that actually fits. One day, quietly, and almost without warning, you will notice something sparking inside you, a curiosity about something you never considered before, an attraction to a path you never noticed, an energy for something that has nothing to do with your old life. Pay attention to those sparks. They are the first signs that the fallow season is ending. They are the seedlings emerging from the rested soil. They are your soul showing you what comes next. But do not rush them. Do not force them to grow faster than they are ready to grow. Let them emerge naturally. Let them develop without pressure. Let them become strong before you demand that they carry your whole life. The new interests are coming. They are already forming beneath the surface. And when they fully emerge, you will finally understand why your soul had to withdraw from everything first. You will not just return to excitement. You will discover a kind of passion you have never experienced before. The passion of finally living a life that is actually yours. Now I need to pause and say something important. Everything I have shared with you is true. The emptiness often carries deep spiritual significance. It is often the sign of transition, recalibration, and preparation for something new. But I also need to be honest with you. Sometimes loss of interest is not spiritual transition. Sometimes it is clinical depression. Sometimes it is a chemical imbalance. Sometimes it is a medical issue that requires professional attention. The difference can be difficult to identify on your own, but here are some markers to consider. Spiritual transition emptiness tends to feel like waiting. There is a sense even beneath the emptiness that something is coming. You might feel still but not hopeless. You might feel unclear but not despairing. There is a quiet trust somewhere, even if it is faint. Clinical depression emptiness tends to feel like ending. There is hopelessness beneath the surface. There may be thoughts of self-harm. There may be inability to function at basic levels. There may be physical symptoms like significant sleep changes, appetite changes, or inability to experience pleasure in anything at all. I am not a doctor. I cannot diagnose you through a video, but I can tell you this. You are allowed to seek help. You are allowed to talk to a therapist. You are allowed to see a doctor. You are allowed to get blood work done. You are allowed to explore whether there is a physical or psychological component to what you are experiencing. There is nothing unspiritual about taking care of your mental health. There is nothing unawakened about acknowledging that sometimes we need professional support. If the emptiness has lasted a very long time, if it is accompanied by thoughts of harming yourself, if you cannot function at basic levels, please reach out to someone who can help. The spiritual journey and the psychological journey are not enemies. They work together. Honor both. Chosen one, let me leave you with this. You are in a fallow season, and fallow seasons end. The emptiness you feel is not permanent. It is purposeful. It is your soul clearing the land, resting the soil, preparing the ground for something new to grow. I know it feels like nothing is happening. I know it feels like you are stuck, lost, empty, and going nowhere. I know it feels like the passion will never return and the interest will never come back and you will be numb forever. But fields that go fallow always bloom again. And when they bloom after rest, they bloom stronger, healthier, and more abundantly than they ever did before. Your passion is not dead. It is dormant. Your interest is not gone. It is being recalibrated. Your excitement is not lost. It is being redirected towards something more aligned with who you are becoming. What you are experiencing right now is not the end of your story. It is the pause between chapters. It is the breath between songs. It is the darkness before dawn. And when the dawn comes, when the new interests emerge, when the passion returns, you will not be the same person you were before the emptiness. You will be clearer. You will be more authentic. You will finally be living a life that is actually yours. So rest in the fallow season. Trust the process. Stop fighting the emptiness and start letting it do its work. The field will bloom again. And when it does, it will grow things you never could have imagined. Chosen one. Thank you for staying with me until the end. I know this message was long. I know it asked you to sit with difficult truths, but you stayed because something in you recognized what I was saying. Something in you knew this was for you. Here is what I want you to remember. You are not broken. You are in transition. You are not depressed. You are recalibrating. You are not losing yourself. You are clearing space for your true self to finally emerge. The emptiness is not your enemy. It is your soul creating room for something better. The loss of interest is not failure. It is your spirit refusing to keep powering a life that was never really yours. So let the field be fallow. Let the emptiness do its work. Let the old interests die so the new ones can be born. And when people ask why you do not seem excited about anything anymore, you can smile and say nothing, because you know what is actually happening. You know this is not ending. It is beginning. Comment below and tell me, how long have you been in your fallow season? What have you lost interest in that you think your soul might be finished with? Share your experience so others know they are not alone in this. If this message found you at the right time, subscribe and turn on notifications. Share this with someone who has been judging themselves for feeling nothing. Someone who needs to know that emptiness can be holy. Someone who needs permission to be in the void. You are not empty because something is wrong with you. You are empty because something is being prepared for you. The field will bloom again. Trust the timing. Trust the process. Trust your soul. Now rest like someone who knows the best is still being grown. Because it is.